So guys, after multiple delays, Black Widow has finally hit theaters and is available on Disney+. Did I like it? Did I dislike the film? Was it worth the wait? What is the post-credit scene setting up? All of which will be talked about during this video, and yeah, I'll pretty much be breaking down everything. Yo, what is going on guys, Flashverse here, and welcome back to another video on the Black Widow movie, and this will be my review and post-credit scene ending explained video for the film. But obviously for those who haven't seen the film, then spoiler alert, because this is a spoiler review. So I'll be going over some major spoilers which you certainly wouldn't want to hear from me. So for those who haven't seen the film, then that is your warning. But for those who are staying, be sure to drop a like on the video and subscribe to the channel so you are aware of more upcoming content coming your way. So finally guys, after many years of waiting, we finally had Scarlett Johansson's Natasha Romanoff get her own movie. She finally got the spotlight she deserves, and this was not only the first MCU Phase 4 movie we had released, since the main things kicking off Phase 4 were on Disney+. Those were the shows like WandaVision, Falcon the Winter Soldier and Loki, but also it's the first MCU movie we had in a while, so it just felt great to have an MCU film on the big screen, because as I said, it's been a while, and I have to say, I really enjoyed this film a lot. I thought it was great. It's literally a roller coaster ride with tons of action sequences from start to finish. We got introduced to some really great characters. I don't think it is in my top 10. There are definitely some things which I really enjoyed during this film, but there are a lot of issues that it has as well, and there are things which they could have done a lot better, all of which I will mention during this video. So first off, starting off with the things I liked about the movie, the action. The action sequences in this film was probably the best thing about the movie in my opinion. It was really action packed, every character had their moments to shine, and it was just so well done. The stunt choreography was perfect, we had some of the best action sequences we have ever seen in the MCU, and it was just so cool to watch, especially with Taskmaster, as we saw her mimicking our favorite characters' moves throughout the MCU, such as Captain America with the shield, Spider-Man with the poses and stuff, Black Panther, Hawkeye, Winter Soldier with the knife, and even Natasha Romanoff herself as well. And seeing her use those against her opponents was just so entertaining to watch. As I said during the start of this video, this movie is literally a roller coaster ride with action. We have them from literally the start of the film all the way to the finish. It's just packed with action and it was just great. We saw all characters do some really cool and different things, which just really emphasizes how incredibly skilled fighters each of these characters are. Another thing I really liked about the film were the characters and the interactions between them. So, for example, my favorite character in this film and the MVP of this movie, in my opinion, was Yelena Belova. I think she literally carried this film. The way they handled her character development in this film was great. Seeing her relationship with Natasha as well as the family was really interesting, and seeing how this troubling family develops into something feeling a bit more legitimate was something I really liked. Her banter and interactions with Natasha just felt very real, almost like they were actually sisters. She did also have some comic relief scenes during this film as well. That was obviously shared with Red Guardian. I really loved how she just, kept cracking jokes when necessary and when it was needed, and even in some serious situations she did crack jokes over there as well. They were just great. She was obviously the one who saved the day by giving the widows the antidote and even saving Natasha, but in this film you could really feel that they made it centered around Yelena as well, since she will be staying throughout the MCU as the new Black Widow. But yeah, she was really likable, and if I'm being honest, I probably like her more than Natasha Romanoff after this film. Florence Pugh just gave an absolutely amazing performance. David Harbour's Red Guardian was just hilarious as well. I really liked his character. Not only was he very comedic through his jokes and just funny scenes in general, such as his suit up scene or the prison scenes, but seeing this douchebag side of him for the majority of the film, and that shifting to him apologizing to Natasha as well as Yelena and feeling a bit more like a father was something I really enjoyed. I really enjoyed the twist they had with Melina as well, where she looked like a traitor at first, but it was part of the plan, which we find out later on, and it was part of that, mask plan with Natasha to bring down the Red Room. All of the actors were just great in my opinion. Obviously the main lead, Scarlett Johansson, killed it in the role once again. She has been playing this character for over a decade, and to just see her get her own film was something I really liked, because I wanted to see a Black Widow movie for ages. She really embodies this character so well, in which it should, because she's been playing this character for well over a decade, as I just said. Once again, her interactions with the cast was great. Seeing this guilt and struggles throughout the film due to the Red Room was amazing, and this shifting into her being free, it was something I really liked. Another example was her feeling guilty for exploding Dreykov's child, Antonia, and basically using that as a means to an end to just get Dreykov's attention and eventually take him down with that flashback sequence. Just seeing her to what she was before and seeing her to what she is now, it was just really great. Just having the concept of her past coming back to haunt her was something I really enjoyed. And having Natasha suffering with what she has caused with her past self, and seeing that develop into someone wanting closure and forgiveness for what she did, I thought that was great. I did really enjoy seeing what Natasha has been up to between Civil War and Infinity War as well, and I did like how they tied it in towards the end with obviously her short blonde hair, and then when she had Yelena's jacket on as her costume for Infinity War, I really liked how they tied everything up like that. I did really enjoy the balance between the humor and the serious stuff as well. The family dynamic was probably one of the strongest parts of the movie, apart from the action as well. The whole cast was just great, and the scenes between the characters were just so well thought out, such as the dinner table scene, for example. Not only did they crack jokes and just enjoy their time with each other after their reunion, but also having those more heartfelt and more serious moments, and seeing Yelena's struggles, for example. All of that was just really great in my opinion. The character interactions were just perfect. The cast were just great. Also, the reunion between Natasha and Yelena after 20 years of them catching up and eventually reconnecting with each other after facing off against each other during the start of this film. I really enjoyed all of that. That opening sequence was something I really enjoyed as well. Not only was it very intense, but seeing the family when they were younger and the whole escape plan in general was so cool to watch. I did also really like the visuals. One of the scenes which really stood out for me was the skydive fight scene. I thought that was just really great. Now, the post-credit scene is something that completely threw me off as well. I really enjoyed it, where we obviously had Madame Hydra going up to tell Yelena who was responsible for the demise of Natasha Romanoff. Obviously, Clint wasn't entirely responsible for it, but I'm guessing she's just going to use that for her own plans, I guess. So yeah, we did already know that Florence Pugh was going to appear on the Hawkeye series. I cannot wait to see what she does over there. The confrontation between Yelena and Clint will be very interesting to see. Obviously, they will beef it out, and then they will obviously resolve everything. They will fight each other, but then I think they will set up Yelena into becoming the next Black Widow, which I'm really looking forward to. As I said before, I think Yelena is a better character than Natasha Romanoff. After this movie, I really enjoyed Yelena Belova. Obviously, we last saw Madame Hydra during Falcon and the Winter Soldier, where she seemed to be setting up the Thunderbolts with John Walker, and obviously him being the first recruit as the US agent. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to that storyline as well. But yeah, going into the things I disliked about the film or just had issues with in general. So firstly, Natasha is a character we had on the MCU for over a decade. She was a character we didn't really know much about, and still after this film, I don't think we knew much about her backstory still. She does have a very intriguing backstory throughout her years, but we never got to explore that, her training as an assassin under the Red Room, and seeing how she escaped from the Red Room. We barely had any context between Dreykov and Natasha's history, and also like what was the turning point of her which makes her stop being an assassin to later joining shield and eventually becoming an Avenger. We didn't get any of that, and the Budapest story was only just mentioned like once, and it wasn't a lot. She just like wrapped it up in like one sentence, so really it wasn't that much. So I do wish that they covered more of those stuff. Even still, with her own movie, Natasha Romanoff still feels very mysterious, and that was something I didn't like. If this was indeed Scarlett Johansson's last film as Black Widow, in which it is, I wish we fully fleshed out everything. In this film, she didn't even feel like the main character. For me, this felt like Yelena Belova's movie over a Natasha Romanoff film. We found out more about Yelena Belova in this one film than Natasha throughout her appearances in the MCU, plus her own film. So yeah, this felt like a Yelena Belova movie for me, and this was because there were just too many characters, which I'm not complaining about. I really love the cast, but not only did they try to give Natasha a story, but they also had to set up the new characters like Yelena Belova for future MCU projects, and like, develop her and make her a lot likable as well, so that we enjoy her appearances throughout the MCU. And that wasn't very well balanced. It just felt like Yelena as the main lead because she's been having this great push in the film, and also she was the one who pretty much saved the day. She was the one who saved the widows, and all Natasha really did was redeem Taskmaster. So when you really think about it, Yelena Belova was the main lead, and I wish this film was just like solely centered on Natasha Romanoff. The cinematography was something I really did not like, and they definitely could have done a better job in regards to cinematography. Taskmaster was something I really disliked as well. Yes, she was pretty badass and pretty threatening when it came to action sequences, but the reveal was not only very underwhelming, but her character development was not good. We barely knew anything about her in regards to how she's able to do the things she's able to do by obviously like copying people's fighting styles. We didn't really get to see any of her motivations. She was pretty much just a puppet, and just the sudden change of her being redeemed, I really did not like it. In the comics, Taskmaster is literally one of Black Widow's main antagonists, and I really did not like how she got redeemed. It's literally like if Batman redeemed the Joker. It just doesn't work, so I did not like how they handled Taskmaster apart from the action sequences. Dreykov did not feel like a very threatening villain either. Yes, he had that whole Red Room established, and yes, he did have a lot of control, but he was not threatening at all. But yeah, overall, I really enjoyed this film. There was a lot I liked. The action sequences were just great. I loved the cast, but it did have its flaws. So overall for this film, I will give a 7.5 out of 10. But yeah guys, thanks for watching. If you guys have enjoyed the video, please give a like and subscribe. Be sure to tell me in the comment section down below what you guys thought about this film. And yeah, I will see you guys in my next video.